the things that you feared or hated or were embarrassed about as a child end up being the genesis of the things that you're most proud about as an adult. Mm-hmm. A lot of the things that you love and value in yourself in adulthood are the light side of something that you were ashamed, fearful, disgusted by when you were younger.
You must always predict growth, because it is your attitude more than anything else that will determine your level of success. Even when the economy is going down, some people and some companies are doing well. Simply respond by becoming more busy and more aggressive. You cannot control the sales result, but you can control one thing. You can control your sales activities.
Manifestation doesn't work when you're waiting for signs instead of building systems. It doesn't work when you expect the universe to do what discipline is meant to do. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you build a system for.
Champions just interpret anxiety as excitement. When you're sick of it is the point where you'll have no adrenal response. You could do it in your sleep. Confidence as the percentage likelihood of what we think is going to happen will happen. To be more confident, we want to have more proof.
The one companion that's always going to be with you is yourself. The first thing we have to do is we have to get ourselves to the point where we don't necessarily need a companion. It's better to be by yourself than it is to be with a bad man. Start making yourself a companion that you're comfortable with.
If you never leave your comfort zone, you're never going to create your dreams, because essentially your dreams go to die in your comfort zone. It started as a protection mechanism, and now it's turned into what is keeping you from getting the life that you want and getting out of your comfort zone.
You don't have to be very smart to earn money, but you do have to understand some basic rules. Just keep working at getting better at what you're doing. And there isn't any competition. You're the only competition you're ever going to have. Master whatever you do. Master it.
There is always the struggle between doing and being. You feel like you're lacking something. That's why you need to do. Connected with the source. There's nothing to add and there's nothing to take away from you. Forget about your identity. Be as you are. That's it. No matter what you're gonna attain, you have it for 100 years afterward, it's gone. So, just be. Don't stress yourself too much with what you don't have.
People think focus means saying yes to the thing you have to focus on, but that's not what it means at all. It means saying no to the other 100 good ideas. He said, for every 100 great opportunities that are brought to me, I say no 99 times. Don't leave the field of the few things that matter to chase the novel, the new, and the exciting, because ultimately you'll leave success on the table.
Your excuses will destroy you and take everything that you ever wanted from you if you let them. Extreme ownership is, this went wrong, this failed, didn't accomplish this, and it's not the fault of my boss, it's not the fault of my girlfriend, it's not the fault of my parents, it's not the fault of the weather, it's my fault. If these problems are because of me, then I'm capable of fixing these problems.
Never miss it, right? I have this morning routine. I wake up at 5 a.m. no matter what. If I have to take a nap later in the day or go to bed earlier the next night, fine. But have each morning is what helps start to predicate my confidence. Also, not going to coffee right away. So I wake up at 5 every day, I do the hydration salts, and I sit right down and I read one positive page in a book that I like to help prepare my mind and prime myself for the day. I then get into breathwork, meditation, I go for a walk, and I hit the gym. Every single day. Just don't get right on Instagram or TikTok and start doom scrolling, because you're feeding your mind with terrible inputs.
And you're feeding your mind with things that you can't control.
Totally.
So you can't control the initial programming of how you're positioning your day.
Cause I know every motherfucker ain't gonna do what I'm gonna do. So this is how you level up. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely. You become very, very powerful when you overcome yourself.
I made a resolution that if I heard a good idea, I would try it 5 or 10 times before I pass judgment. Whenever you have a goal, the only question you ask is, how? Whenever you have a problem to solve, the only question you ask is, how. The wonderful thing about the word how is that it triggers ideas. Top people try this and they try that and they try something else, but it never occurs to them that they will not eventually be successful.
I used to define power by the distance between thoughts and reality, the distance that we can shrink between wanting to do something or thinking something should be done and it being done is a direct indication of our personal power in our lives. Don't be a powerless bitch. Like, just shrink the gap. Yeah, we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. Bad things happen all the time, and they only become interrelated if you let it affect your behavior. The more I've tried to create space between how I feel and what I do, the more consistent my outcomes have been.
You strengthen the connections in it by doing things that you don't want to do. You're hypertrophying this area of your brain.
Become your own man. Nobody can destroy you if you won't let them. Stand up and be a man. Make the hard decisions, make the sacrifices, make the unpopular decisions, and become comfortable in your own skin. And if you are not a person that you are comfortable being alone with, that is the one person in this universe that you have full power, full right, and full responsibility to change. You be that warrior in that garden, all right? And you stand strong. You be a strong man. You be a good man. And you just let the world rage around you.
Many people understand, but those who do sure live a lot better than the ones who don't. The positive emotions of thought form the side of the stream which carries one to fortune. Poverty needs no plan. It needs no one to aid it because it is bold and ruthless. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attractive. It's a mental thing. It's all in your mind.
Your only goal becomes to don't break the chain. In measuring your progress, you get an immediate reward. Every action that you take is actually a vote for the type of person that you want to become. The goal is not to read a book, it's to become a reader. The goal is not to run a marathon, it's to become a runner. If you can change your habits, you can change your life.
Shrug your shoulders and go forward. Keep pushing through things that suck. Do you actually want to do this or not? Because if you actually want to do it, what's going to stop you? Nothing.
You could receive 10 compliments in one criticism, and it's more likely that you're gonna remember and you'll be kind of stuck on the criticism way longer than if I'm gonna focus on the bad, I'm also gonna need to focus on the good. I need to see both sides of the coin. There's 10 times more positive aspects to you than negative ones, but we tend to focus on the negative. Be kinder to yourself. You know, now that you know this exists, you can know that you're not a flawed individual. I have this inside of my brain. Everybody has this. It is possible to be scared of something and do it anyways. It's possible to take action that's different than how you feel. It's just something that you need to become more skilled at working with.
Let go of the year that's still living in your head. Beginnings don't work unless you properly end. That's what it means to have a year still living in your head. It keeps whispering old stories into new seasons. New beginnings don't start on January 1st. They start the moment you stop dragging old energy into new opportunities. Choose a word, not a goal. Resolutions fade because they're rigid. A word gives you direction without pressure. When you chase goals, you measure distance. When you chase growth, you build momentum.
One of the hardest things sometimes for the human to do is get to the point where they stop lying to themselves. You want to tell yourself the truth, but you want to tell yourself the truth in understanding and forgiveness. If you're not still there, your companion, which is yourself, needs to feel free to tell you it's okay. You're not that person anymore, and you're not in that place anymore. I'm constantly beating myself up over my failures in the past. I'm not someone that I want to be alone with.